the Kama Sutra, think again. It's not all about wild acrobatics in the bedroom, although let's be honest, that is part of the fun. The Kama Sutra is a 2,000-year-old treasure trove of wisdom that is about so much more than tangled sheets. The truth is, there is so much that we can all learn from this incredible guide to love, life, and sexual satisfaction. So buckle up, because in this video, I'm gonna take you through 10 mind-blowing facts about the Kama Sutra that'll totally change how you think about it. Let's dive in. First up, let's debunk the biggest misconception about the Kama Sutra. Number one, it is not just a guide to yogic, pretzel-shaped sex positions. In fact, only a small percentage of the text talks about bedroom antics at all. Yes, the Kama Sutra absolutely has some wisdom to share about how two bodies can come together in erotic bliss, but it is also much more widely focused on relationships, love, social etiquette, and even how to create harmony in your home and work to foster better connections in your personal life. In reality, this text is a guide to living your best life. It just also happens to focus on one of my main beliefs as a sex and relationship coach, which is that sexual energy is life force energy and that it's all interconnected. Number two, the Kama Sutra 3 pillars of life. So again, the common conception of the Kama Sutra is that it's all about pleasure and eroticism. But in reality, these themes are only covered in one of what the Kama Sutra calls the 3 main pillars of life. These pillars are Dharma, Artha, and Kama. The first pillar, Dharma, is all about cultivating a sense of virtue and righteousness in your life. The second pillar, Artha, has more to do with wealth and material success. The third pillar, Kama, focuses on the realm of pleasure and desire. It's funny how that's the one that seems to have really stuck amongst us Westerners. When it comes to the teachings of the Kama Sutra, and I absolutely abide by this in my coaching, balance is key. Think of it like a 3-legged stool. If any of the legs are damaged or short or not attended to, things start to get a little wobbly. And each leg affects the ability of the other legs to do their job, which is to keep you stable. Number 3, it has an entire chapter on sex work. It turns out that according to the Kama Sutra, courtesans were the OG girl bosses. Now, most people think that sex workers have always been sort of like scandalous characters living on the fringes of society. The truth, though, is that these women, known as ganikas, I think I'm saying that correctly, were highly respected professionals who served a very clear and venerated purpose in society. These women were educated in music, poetry, conversation, social etiquette, and they served as both paid companions and cultural icons. And this isn't unique to ancient India. This is true for courtesans and sex workers throughout history. Now, the Kama Sutra has an entire chapter dedicated to courtesans where it advises them to maintain financial independence and emotional detachment. It even suggests strategies for securing loyal patrons and avoiding unreliable suitors. Number 4, it teaches you how to cheat without getting caught. My thoughts on cheating and infidelity are complex, and this isn't a video about my thoughts. The truth is that in our modern world, there are simply so many different acceptable relationship structures. If you build a solid partnership with open communication, you should be able to get your needs met without betraying anyone's trust. However, I understand things are complicated. Like it or not, cheating happens, and it has been a part of our conflict avoidant human nature for a very long time. The Kama Sutra, while it doesn't necessarily support cheating, it does leave a lot of room for nuance in relationships and space to understand that shit happens. It offers advice on discretion, and it takes a really pragmatic approach to infidelity. It stresses the importance of avoiding unnecessary complications or dishonoring yourself, your partner, or your affair partner. For example, it advises that a man may approach another man's wife only if she shows mutual interest and her husband is inattentive, but only with great care to avoid dishonor. I think this is a pretty cool and surprising fact about this ancient text. They're kind of saying the quiet part out loud in a way that's actually helpful and acknowledges the reality of the situation instead of some make-believe fantasy world where this stuff doesn't happen. Number 5, it's ahead of its time for female pleasure. When it comes to female pleasure, the Kama Sutra is all about it. In a world where women receive so much shame and judgment for having and expressing sexuality, the Kama Sutra was way ahead of its time in our Western world timeline, always placing emphasis on the importance of mutual pleasure for any satisfying or worthwhile sexual relationship. In fact, the text views mutual satisfaction as absolutely essential. The Kama Sutra teaches men to value and prioritize the desires of their partner, kind of similar to what we do here on this channel. And it teaches women the importance of voicing their desires clearly. If you have been following me for a while, then you know that you both get more satisfaction that way. Number 6, it provides an ancient guide to sliding into DMs. Okay, so technically there's no mention of direct messages in the Kama Sutra, but it does serve as a very detailed guide to courtship and the approach of potential partners. From compliments to thoughtful gestures, the text covers the art of wooing in great detail. It emphasizes the importance of paying attention to the details of the person who you are trying to seduce, even suggesting that a man study the habits of the woman he desires, learning her interests and approaching her with charm and respect. Number 7, the Kama Sutra is queer friendly. When it comes to same-sex relationships, the Kama Sutra stands by the belief that love is love. For an ancient text, I would say that is pretty impressive. Now, the text does primarily discuss heterosexual relationships, that's true, but it also acknowledges the existence and validity of same-sex partnerships. The Kama Sutra recognizes the universality of love, pleasure, and desire, regardless of gender or sexual orientation. I am not a historian. I don't know enough to place it inside of the greater cultural context, but I really loved learning that about the text. Number 8, it sees sex as a spiritual act. Most people think about the Kama Sutra as a book on physical pleasure, but it is actually deeply aligned with tantric principles, which are heavily spiritual. The Kama Sutra views sex as a sacred act that fosters emotional and spiritual wellness and connection between people. It teaches us that sexual union is the mingling of energies, not just bodies, and that the purpose of sex isn't just pleasure. It's about the building and strengthening of a meaningful connection to both ourselves and our partner. It teaches mindfulness and mutual presence, which not only fuel a spiritual experience, but also have the added benefit of intensifying the physical pleasure that you are capable of experiencing. If you have learned nothing else from my channel, I hope it's that. If you want to shift something in the physical realm, shift it in the mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic realm first, and let the body follow. Number 9, it includes a personal grooming guide. Listen, folks, when it comes to your sexual and general well-being, the Kama Sutra has left nothing out, including how to properly groom yourself, because good personal hygiene is sexy and has been for thousands of years. The text emphasizes the importance of cleanliness and appearance in attraction, which is just as true today, now that we have like Instagram and dating profiles, as it was a few thousand years ago. For men, it shares the timeless wisdom that a man should keep his body clean, wear fresh garments, and be adorned with pleasing scents in order to attract his partner. For women, it suggests cultivating skills in music, conversation, and hospitality to delight potential matches. I mean, I can't, where's the lie? Not bad advice. Number 10, the Kama Sutra is the original relationship coach. Look, I think after everything I've shared today, which by the way only scratches the surface of what this text has to offer, it is possible that the Kama Sutra is the original relationship coach. Even though it is over 2,000 years old, this book is far from an ancient relic. It's full of useful wisdom and reminders about trust, respect, and keeping passion alive in relationships. It encourages us to dig deeper into our connections and into ourselves, which isn't too far off from what you are doing right now by watching this. And by the way, if you are interested in an advanced study on sex positions, then you have got to check out my masterclass on sex positions and thrusting. In this class, I teach you not just about the main sex positions that I think make up pretty much all of the best and most phenomenal sexual experiences possible, but I show you how to make modifications to each and every single one according to your body and her body and the kind of orgasm that you are trying to create for her. And if you're not sure what you're trying to do, I lay it all out inside of the course. I teach you how to create clitoral, vaginal, cervical, anal, G-spot orgasms, which positions and thrusting styles will help you to get there. It also includes modifications for every different type of body. Plus, it comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee, so please check it out. There's absolutely no risk to you. I know you're gonna love it. All right, the bottom line. The Kama Sutra isn't just about sex. It is a blueprint for living a balanced, joyful life. From courtship to personal growth and connection, this thing offers some insights that are surprisingly modern. If you are one of the many, like me, who thought thought that this was just a guide to acrobatic sex, it is time to rethink this ancient classic. Remember, I'm on here with a new video every single week, so if you are looking for some modern day coaching on all things sex and relationships, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. I'm Caitlin V. Thank you for watching. I'll see you here later. Bye.